Don't cry because it happened. Be happy that it's over. Wait a second. That's not right. Now, I don't want to alarm anyone. Is your debrincat making too much noise all the time?
I haven't really prepared for this.
Hello and welcome back to the season finale episode of Hawks Recap. My name is Clay. Thank you for tuning in one final time here. The Blackhawks just played their 56th and final game of this shortened season. And well, it was a very fitting end to the Blackhawks season. Hawks take the lead and then promptly blow the lead en route to losing in overtime to the Dallas Stars. Final score tonight, 5-4. Hawks once again going with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. Just a few changes to the lineup from last night's game. Colin Daly, as we expected, gets a start in net. Malcolm Subban backing him up, although we didn't have to see him tonight. And then the only other change is Dylan Strome back in the lineup in place of Adam Gaudette. Colin Daly has been impressive in these couple games he's gotten into to finish off this season. And tonight was another good performance, which is kind of weird to say about a goalie who, gave up 5 goals in a game, but us Blackhawks fans who have watched this season and really previous couple seasons know quite well that a goaltender can play very well and still give up 5 goals in a game. This game was basically a microcosm of this season. Blackhawks gave up 50 shots on goal, which is the most they've given up this season, so they saved their best for last. But Colin Daly was instrumental in at least getting this game into an overtime period and at least giving the Hawks a chance to win this game. Now, tonight's game may not have finished all that great, but it certainly started great. Not even a minute into the game, Alex DeBrincat, straight off the bench, picks up the puck in the neutral zone, just shoots out of a cannon, basically. Breakaway with the goaltender, goes forehand, backhand, top shelf, bar downski, and in. The Hawks grab a 1-0 lead. DeBrincat with his 32nd goal of this season. What a bounce-back season for DeBrincat. What a great start to this game. His 7th straight game with a goal to finish off this season. That's pretty good. And not only that, since March 1st, he's had 21 goals. That's pretty crazy. But he's not all about goals. 29 seconds later, the Blackhawks on the forecheck. DeBrincat passes the puck to Suter right at the dot, and he snipes it past Ottinger. And not even a minute and a half into this game, the Blackhawks have a 2-0 lead. It's at this point that I'm thinking to myself, I'm wondering, if the fans were in the stands this entire year for the Hawks, would they be a contender? Because right now, these 2 games here so far kind of seems like it. The Hawks had the first 3 shots on goal in this game, but we came crashing back down to earth pretty quickly here. The Hawks would get outshot 14-5 in that opening frame. Pavelski would score with about 4.5 minutes left to go in that first period. And the Hawks, although not as high as they were to start this game, they still have a 2-1 lead going into the second period. The second period would be, once again, pretty much all Dallas. They would outshoot the Hawks 16-5 in that middle frame. But once again, it was the Hawks taking advantage of their chances. Just about 3.5 minutes left to go in the second period. And Miro Heiskanen hits the post at one end. And the Hawks come back the other way with a 2-on-0 breakaway. Dylan Strome and Vinny Hinostroza. Strome to Hinostroza, back to Strome, to top shelf, back of the net. The Hawks take a 3-1 lead despite not really generating a whole lot of anything. I'm not going to lie, I was definitely laughing when I realized the Hawks had a 2-on-0 breakaway there. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this is hockey sometimes. Like, everything's coming up Millhouse right now for the Hawks. Like, how are they winning this game? Once again, though, get brought right back down to earth. Blackhawks take a penalty in the dying seconds of the second period, and just as they've done many times this season, they would give up a goal in the dying seconds of a period. Dallas wins the offensive zone draw, gets it over to Heiskanen, who is wide open, just complete breakdown in defensive coverage off the draw. 2 guys going up top, Zadorov and Suter, nobody going over Heiskanen, and He just blows it by Delia. Oh, that's just... It's not the type of goal you want to give up, and it's the type of goal the Hawks always seem to give up. But somehow, some way, the Hawks are still up 3-2 heading into the third period. Not a whole lot going on for the Hawks in the third period. They would once again get severely outshot, 17-8 this time. But once again, the Hawks would find a way to take advantage of their chances and extend their lead. Just over 8 minutes into the third period, puck is kind of along the boards in the neutral zone. It would pop loose, and in comes Vinny Hinostroza like a rocket. He picks it up, blows by the defender, goes forehand, backhand, 5-hole. So smooth from Vinny, and the Hawks regain a 2-goal lead, 4-2 advantage. Such a good season from Vinny Hinostroza after coming to the Hawks at the trade deadline. Certainly wouldn't mind him coming back next season. He is an unrestricted free agent after the season. Well, now I guess the season's over. So the Hawks would have to re-sign him. But yeah, he's a player I'd certainly love to see back. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, this game tonight was pretty much a microcosm of the season, which means it's pretty fitting that the Hawks would blow this 2-goal lead, and they did. Stars would score 2 goals in pretty quick succession to make this a 4-4 game, and we are heading into overtime. On one hand, it would have been nice, sure, to just, close this game out and win in regulation. But on the other hand, do we really want hockey to end, right? Like, why only play 3 periods when you can, play a 4th? Well, you can go into overtime, get some bonus hockey to finish off this season. Just extend the season just a little bit longer. Why not? Not only that, but the Hawks go into the overtime period with a 4-minute power play because Connor Murphy would get high stuck in the face in the dying seconds of the third period, draws blood, double minor, and so the Hawks have this perfect opportunity to not only play some bonus hockey, but also still get the victory. But, as I've mentioned plenty of times in this video already, tonight was a straight-up microcosm of this season. The power play goes cold when you need it the most. Hawks waste their 4-minute power play advantage, and instead, with under a minute left to go in the overtime period, Stars would come down on a 2-on-1 odd-man rush, and Robertson would put it into the back of the nets, and the Hawks would drop their final game of this season. So that's it. Season's over. Not quite the way we wanted to finish it, but at the same time, pretty fitting end to the season. Now, if you've been watching these Hawks recap videos throughout this season, you'll be well aware that every week I've been giving out a Player of the Week award, and I could do that once again right now because technically we're at the end of the week in this Hawks schedule because, there's no more games. But this week started last night and it ended tonight, so I'm not going to give out a Player of the Week award for this week. I'm still going to give out an award, though. Instead, it's just going to be the Hawks Recap Blackhawk Player of the Year award. This end-of-season award is going to a player who obviously had a really nice year this year. Battled all year, missed a couple games, not really even his fault, and still just put up insane numbers. Just did so many great things in so many different facets of the game. Offense, defense, forechecking, backchecking, power play, penalty killing, scoring. He just had such a great year. If you haven't guessed it already, this year's Hawks Recap Blackhawk Player of the Year award is going to Alex DeBrincat. Congratulations, Alex, on winning this super prestigious and historic award. All that I ask is that it doesn't go to your head. So what's next, you may ask? Well, obviously, Hawks Recap videos are done for this season, and we're heading into the off-season here, so video output will drop a little bit, but still plenty of content going to be coming out, not only in the short term of this off-season, but long term as well. Just, more spread out, probably, right? We got season review video coming up where I go through every single player on this team, talk about how they did this season and, what I expect from them in the future. We got the playoffs are going to start, pretty soon within probably the week here or at the end of the week. I'll be doing preview and prediction videos for that. Expansion draft videos. I know I'm super late on doing a video on that, like 4 months late. I meant to do one back in January, just never got around to it. So finally going to get to that here shortly. We got entry-level draft videos. We got, obviously, you know, free agent and trades and signing type of videos that'll happen throughout the course of the off season. Then as the next season, you know, starts coming towards us, you know, we'll talk about prospect pyramid, and we'll do other types of videos looking ahead to the season. So plenty of things. And also, I mean, there's going to be some random videos thrown in there as well, as they just come about. So plenty of stuff to look forward to, but it is the off season. The weather is warming up, so, you know, get outside, take advantage of it. Go golfing like I will be. Speaking of golfing, this channel I tend to keep pretty focused on hockey, but I do have a separate channel that I do sometimes post golf related content to. I'll put a link in the description below to that, so check it out if you're interested. This channel is obviously priority number one by far, but like I said, try to keep this focused on hockey, so whenever I do create like more golf related content, I just throw it up on that other channel. So check it out if you want. If not, that's fine too. But yeah, fun year, although, you know, obviously it would have been nice to make a little bit more serious push for the playoffs and maybe even make the playoffs after the start we had. But ultimately, definitely exceeded expectations this year. For a shortened season, for a weird season, like, it could have been a lot worse. So fun season. I'm glad you guys stuck around and watched these videos. I had a lot of fun making them, like I always do, and very much appreciate you watching them and participating and just interacting. It's a joy to be able to do it. And yeah, until next time, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you then.